All this because he defended Malika Andrews, which shouldn't have came as a surprise to anybody. What up, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about this whole drama that went on between Dez Bryant and Stephen A. Smith that has escalated to the point Dez Bryant challenged Stephen A. to a boxing match.
He writes, I really want to get in a boxing ring with Stephen A. Smith and Stu Presidente. I don't know who Stu Presidente is. He says, folks like them talk the way they do because they know they can't get touched. But I wish they would agree to get in the ring with me so I can unleash my frustration against them. I can beat the shit out of them without going to jail. I need that blessing. Dez. I'm sad that you sent that tweet, my brother. For the record, to the audience out there, I've never had a problem with Dez Bryant, not one time. I love the X. I used to troll them when they were Cowboy fans, but I never had an issue with Dez. On a rare occasion I've run into Dez, always been respectful, always been cool. What's going on in your life that you would send a text like that? I'm sorry, a tweet like that. What's going on in your life that you would be that hateful? Dez Bryant has had a lot of problems in his life. Some would argue some are self-inflicted, some undoubtedly not. When the media was covering the Dallas Cowboys, forcing him to go on tirades in the locker room while it's being filmed and everybody's watching, that wasn't Stephen A. Smith. When he reportedly got into some altercation that involved potential legal action involving his own mom, that was Stephen A. Smith. When he sued a senator, that wasn't Stephen A. Smith. When Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys decided to let him go, Stephen A. didn't support that. And anything that I did was all in fun, just trolling Cowboys. That's all. It's like you got a fan base and you got folks that hate the opposing team, but it's all in fun. That's why I get along with Jerry Jones, because he knows it's all in fun. We don't mean anything by it. It's Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl, so I ain't gonna lose no sleep over. It's cool. Why would you send a tweet like that? The only issue that I thought that I ever had with Dez Bryant involved me coming to the defense of Malika Andrews because she's a journalist, and the position that she's in, I know the tenets that come along with the profession in terms of what you have to report and what you have to ask when you're interviewing somebody. I've never had any kind of issue with Dez Bryant whatsoever. I don't have an issue with him now. So I'm really sad that you would send out this. It's like, what's up with you? What's going on with your life that your definition of a blessing is beating somebody up? You say we're talking shit, all right, folks like them talk the way they do because they know they can't get touched. No, bro. I talk the way that I talk because I get paid to do it. You just did this shit for free. Who paid you to do this? Any tweet that I send out, any take that I say on First Take, or even on this podcast, there's monetary compensation that comes along with my takes. Where's yours? If they paid you, if they gave you a show right now, Dez Bryant, if they gave you a show and they said you could come on ESPN, you could come on YouTube, you could come on Fox, you could come anywhere, and we're going to give you 7 figures to give your honest assessment and take on what you're seeing in the world of sports, what would you do? Whisper? Would you put on a muzzle and shut up?
Oh my God. Not gonna lie, Stephen A. cooked the hell out of Dez Bryant with that bar. I get paid to say what I say. You just tweet things for free. Ouch. It's just like with all YouTubers. We get paid to give an opinion, whether you like it or not. All this because he defended Malika Andrews, which shouldn't have came as a surprise to anybody. That is his colleague after all. And I can understand some of the criticisms aimed her way. Primarily when she went at Stephen A. Smith on his own show, she shouldn't have did that. But in terms of the other things of her being on NBA, on ESPN, on the TNT network, where she would bring up countless times over and over again, where she would just sit there and bring up somebody's past crimes as it relates to whatever the topic would be. Now, in that aspect, I don't know who's really at fault. I don't know if it's the guy who runs the teleprompter. I don't know if it's the guy behind the scenes that calls the shots and tells Malika, you got to put this on the airways. And to me, I don't think ESPN would allow Malika Andrews to put all that type of ammunition on somebody or against somebody if they know it would hurt their brand or put them in an awkward position where we got to let Malika go. People got to understand, there's people at ESPN, they don't just let them say whatever they want to. I mean, sure, there's a good amount of them that have free reign, but just because they have a free reign don't mean they have complete reign to say whatever they want and truly feel. People forget that Malika Andrews, she reads a teleprompter. And if the teleprompter reads, speak on this man's past crimes, hear this man's past crimes, and it's a live taping, a live recording, what is she supposed to do? Walk off set? Malika Andrews makes a lot of money to do what she do. Whether you agree with it or not. She makes a lot of money, more than the average person by far. So I can understand where she's in a compromised position. Like, shit, I'm working at ESPN making all this money. Of course I got to read the damn teleprompter. And people could sit there and try to say, oh, well, Malika is selling out for the money. But it's really buying in, because you got to do what you got to do for a job and in a career path that you're passionate about. It may not be the most popular decision, but it's the best decision for you and the people around you. And let's be honest, other than ESPN, who's really going to pay Malika Andrews to give an honest opinion? Maybe Fox, but apart from Fox, who else? But if you really think about it, why is it that we're in an age where you got certain outlier athletes, whether it's in the NBA, NFL, whatever sport, that they get offended when you give an opinion if you work for ESPN or any other media outlet? They don't like how you say it. People can miss me with the, oh, it's about the delivery. Fuck the delivery. There was a day and time where you could hop on ESPN or on a syndicated radio station and be like, you suck. Get better. Do your damn job. And no one would bat an eye. But we live in an era where people want to be soft and think you got to change the delivery. No, if you are trash, you're trash. You don't want people to call you trash, then play better. Work harder. Simple as that. You can't get mad when somebody calls you out on your underwhelming performance. That's not how this works. Because somebody explained to me, how come a lot of talented athletes, for the most part, most of them, they don't care if someone critiques them on their ability, on what they did do, what they didn't do, on if they got the job done or if they didn't. You don't see LeBron or Steph freaking out at the media for them critiquing any one of them. You never saw NFL legends like the Mannings, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Deuce McAllister, LT, AP, Tom Brady, and countless others. You never seen them whine and complain at reporters for giving their opinion, for writing their piece in the editorial part of a newspaper. So why is it you outliers get so offended when someone gives their opinion? Now, granted, Dez wasn't going at Stephen A. over a sports take. It was him going at Stephen A. for defending his colleague who he works with. And I don't know how Dez could just look at that and be like, well, that don't make any sense. There are certain things, if you ask me why they haven't really spoken on the whole Giddy allegations, which is still wild, I think it really boils down to the higher ups at ESPN. The people who run the show are telling Malika, telling Stephen A., don't say nothing just yet. And we don't know why. And the reason probably is, if I had to guess, is because ESPN is sadly owned by Disney, who is considered a family-friendly corporation. And it's not a good look if you over here spewing out reports and rumors about someone sleeping with an underage girl. If this was something else, if Josh Giddey was caught cheating on his girlfriend or wife, they would have been talked about this, because if the girl's of age, of course they're going to speak on it. Because that girl's underage, it makes it a bit more muddy to even speak on it properly. And people could sit there and say, oh, well, that's just making up excuses. That's not an excuse. That's the truth. I don't know why people get mad at Stephen A. Just get mad at ESPN, the company, the people that run the show. Get mad at the network. Call the network heads out and be like, execs, why are you withholding Stephen A., Malika, and others from speaking on this? But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.